Hello and welcome to my review of the Gungan Sub. This is a very exciting set for me to get my hands on. There is a massive amount to talk about here, so feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps below. And remember to hit that like and subscribe button, it greatly helps out the channel. But back to the video. This set was released on June the 1st of 2012 at an original retail price of $69.99 USD, which adjusted for inflation is $99.60. But if you want to get this set new sealed in box, you're looking at paying an average price of $345.79 according to listings sold over the past 6 months on Bricklink. It is given set number 9499, is rated for ages 8 to 14 and has 465 pieces, which gives this an original price per piece of 15 cents. Now this beautiful artwork of Darth Maul in the top right hand corner is a surefire way of knowing that this set is going to be a banger. Directly underneath of that, they show you all of the different figures in this set, and they even tell you which ones are new, and this is also shared on the top of the box. Now on the side of the box, you get this badge telling you about the Lego Club with a phone number and a website. How many of you were part of that Lego Club? Because I was. Now turning our attention to the back of the box, there is quite a bit here, and they highlight a bunch of the different play features as well as some different angles of the set. And at the top of the box, they have this image here which looks like Qui-gon and Obi-Wan are staring at a holo projector of Queen Amidala, but it is kind of hard to tell why they put this here. Opening up your box is quite an easy experience. Simply cut these two pieces of tape holding it closed and pull to reveal the contents of your box. Now inside of your box, you'll find a total of 5 of these blue tubes, a total of 5 numbered bags, a relatively small sticker sheet, and lastly you will find 2 separate instruction manuals. Now in the back of instruction manual number 2, you will find a bunch of listings for other sets released around the same time, and on the page right next to that is a list of a bunch of the different figures released around the same time, kind of like a checklist that you could have. And then you also got a little comic strip, which is pretty cool. I miss when they used to do this. It made the set feel a little bit more fun. And then you have a page dedicated to the Lego Club magazine with an advertisement for Who is the Green Ninja magazine, which, such throwbacks. And then you have another advertisement page, but this time it's for StarWars.lego.com with some more comic strips. I just think this is fun. And lastly, you have a page dedicated to this set itself with some highlighted features and the minifigures. Now with all of the packaging out of the way, we get to actually talk about the set itself. So here is your first look at the final product. But this video is to help you decide, is this a set that you should think about purchasing, especially at $350? Now surprisingly, there is still quite a bit to talk about on this set, so I think a good place to start is the reason why some of you might be here, the minifigures. And this is a pretty good lineup, but 2012 was a great year for minifigures. Let's dive into them one by one, starting with Jar Jar Binks. Now this is a pretty standard issue Jar Jar Binks, especially for the time period, and he did appear in 2 other sets. And he's got some pretty good torso printing, and the face print is practically perfect. And since he is a Gungan, he's using the same Gungan mold that they've been using since 1999, but this has some great printing all around. And hidden underneath of that head mold is going to be some back printing for his torso, which looks pretty good. Putting him side by side with his evil counterpart from 2024, Darth Jar Jar, you can see that the head mold is practically identical, except for the printing details being in much darker colors. Our next minifigure is Qui-Gon Jinn. He only appeared in 1 set. Now his legs are completely blank, just being those brown pants, and then he's got some great torso printing and a nice face print. Now the only thing exclusive to this Qui-Gon Jinn is the dual-sided face print with the breathing apparatus. Now hidden behind his cape is some more back printing, which is fairly detailed. Now comparing this to the most recent Qui-Gon Jinn we got from the Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator in 2024, there is obviously a big difference when it comes to the accessories like the poncho. But when you take away the poncho, you can see that there's huge differences in the fact that the new figure actually has leg printing, and even the torso printing just has way more detail than what we saw in 2012, making it a better figure in my opinion. They also have differences in terms of their face print, and even the back of their torso is differently printed as well. Our next minifigure is Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan. This minifigure is exclusive to this set. Now his legs are completely blank, there is no printing on them whatsoever, but there is quite a bit of nice detail on his torso print, and I really like his face print. Just like Qui-Gon Jinn, the only thing exclusive about this Obi-Wan is of course his face print with the breathing apparatus. Also hidden beneath that cape is going to be some more very detailed back printing. Now putting him side by side with the very first version of Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan, you can see that there are massive improvements upon their printing. And hopefully this is a minifigure that we get a remake of in the near future, because Obi-Wan is my favorite character. And now the minifigure I am ecstatic to finally have in my collection, Queen Amidala. What an insane minifigure. She looks absolutely incredible. She has some very nicely detailed torso printing, but the highlight of this figure is that skirt piece and that hair piece. These are exclusive pieces made for a one-off minifigure, and they complete the look. I mean, the level of shaping and detail from practically every angle of this minifigure is perfect. I mean, just look at all of the folds and wrinkles in her hair where it all pulls together. This is an incredible figure. I love how sharp and pointed the crown on that hair piece is, and I love the little domes on the bottom of the dress. This is such a peak figure, and LEGO, if you are listening, please remake this figure. Now hidden underneath of that hair piece is going to be some back printing on the torso, and it looks pretty good. It's fairly well detailed. Now this set also includes this little extra, it's a little spiky thing. I'm interpreting this to be like a mine that they can deploy from the sub in order to destroy whatever's chasing them. Now with all of the extras in the minifigures, we can turn our attention back to the Gungan Sub, and there are a surprising amount of features to go over. Now first and foremost, on both sides of the ship there are some little canisters, and they are incredibly easy to remove. Now these canisters are designed for storage of Boombas. Now the Boombas are a trans blue cylinder, and I think it gets the job done. Now on the back of the submarine, you have this little section that can be removed. And at first I thought this would just be a solid build, but no, this functions as an escape pod, and I love it so much. Now there is a place to put your minifigures in the escape pod, and it utilizes all 4 studs on the back of the minifigure's legs. And yes, you can comfortably close the lid of the escape pod, and it's not going to have any weird gaps. Now on the back of the escape pod are those blue tube pieces from earlier, and this has a really nice spin twirl effect to it, and it definitely helps it feel a bit more aquatic. I just wish that the spin was easier to cause. It's a little bit stiff. And a nice orange stud here at the end would help out a bit too. Now the way this actually inserts is by using the rail system, which you can see the insertion point here. And it is incredibly easy, especially when you do this on a flat surface. It helps it clip in better. Now the way it's held in place is by using these hinge bricks here on the inside and utilizing these clip pieces here on the front of the escape pod. It allows it to clip in place really easily, as well as detach really easily as well. Now there is one other accessory that I didn't show earlier, and that's because it goes in one of these storage places, and it's one of these older style harpoon guns. I personally think this is a pretty good addition to a very aquatic set, and it kind of helps complete the vibe. Now you could use that exact same storage spot to store one of the lightsabers, but it can definitely be a bit tricky to get it to attach. And that same storage clip is present on the other side of the Gungan ship, giving you a total of 2 places that officially store an accessory. Now in the primary cockpit of the Gungan Sub, you can actually fit 3 of your 4 minifigures, and they sit in there rather snugly. There's definitely plenty of space. I'm glad they decided to let you do the 3 minifigures, because this allows you to accurately recreate the scene from the Phantom Menace. Now this set definitely utilizes quite a bit of stickers, and these are actually some really good stickers. They have a lot of great detail, and their color matching is perfect. Like the blue of the sticker matches the blue of the brick perfectly. Now the gray of these stickers doesn't match perfectly, but it is considerably better than the color matching that we get on modern LEGO Star Wars sets, which is wild because this set is 13 years old. Now present on the underside on both sides of the sub are some flick-fire missiles. Now flick-fire missiles are incredibly easy to use. You simply push on them and they fire out. This is equivalent to the stud launchers. LEGOs used to just throw these on everything. Now some finer details to point out. I love the usage of the trans pieces here. That trans clear and that trans orange looks super good and definitely mimic a light. And then of course we have that giant blue anchor on the front, which I think looks fantastic. And then of course on either side of the ship you have a nice trans yellow piece also to mimic some lights. Now this meteor looking piece on the back of the escape pod I think is phenomenal. I'm in love with the trans pieces anyways, so this I like a lot. And if you're curious what's under that, it is a trans yellow cylinder. One of the great things about this model is its overall shape. It is phenomenal, but there is some slight issues like these gaps that you see here, and I'm curious if they were to release this today, how would they fix these gapping issues? Because they clearly wouldn't do the exact same thing they did before. The set is also incredibly sharp looking, especially in these corners here. I love the angles that they were able to achieve. It just looks incredibly clean, and they do the exact same thing on both sides. Now on the back of the sub, they do a little bit of snot work, which if you don't know, it means studs not on top, so basically upside down bricks. And overall, I think it makes the build look a lot more clean than it would otherwise. So what are my thoughts on this set? And is it worth what it's going for on the aftermarket currently? No, it is not worth what it's currently going for. Now, before some of you come after me in the comments section, I love the Queen minifigure. I think she is phenomenal. She's one of my favorites in my collection. But that price tag is nothing easy to swallow. But all in all, outside of the price, this is a great set with a lot of nice little play features, excellent details, and again, top-notch figures. But I cannot in good faith recommend purchasing this set sealed in box for the current market value of nearly $350, and of course, that is subject to change, either go up or go down. One thing is clear though, LEGO desperately needs to remake the Queen Amidala minifigure. I don't even care if they do a one-to-one recreation tanking the value of my figures, because that's not why I collect them. I collect them because I love LEGO Star Wars, and it gives me an opportunity to create content that you all enjoy watching. This set is a 9 out of 10 to me. The gapping issues on the very edge of the ship are a bit much, and I hope if LEGO ever remakes it, they fix that issue. But that is all I have to say on this set. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found this video helpful for your purchasing decisions. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It greatly helps out the channel. And remember to let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Join the community Discord. The link is in the description. And until next time, stay bricked up and enjoy what you love.